Sleeper tweeted this a couple of weeks ago, posing the question of who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more, Russell Wilson or Matthew Stafford. Former NFL quarterback Dan Orlovsky believes Matthew Stafford deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than Russell Wilson, and even went as far as to say that the decision isn't close. A lot of fans disagree with Dan's take though, and feel Russell Wilson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than Stafford. They claim recency bias is blinding a lot of people's opinions on the matter. So that left us wondering, which of these two actually does have a stronger case to make the Hall of Fame? Well, in this video, we are going to dive into Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson's resumes and tell you which player we believe deserves to be inducted into the Hall of Fame and which one will go into the Hall of Very Good. Make sure you stick around to the end because our answer is definitely going to surprise you.
We are going to start by looking at their resumes and seeing how they measure up statistically. First up is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was drafted out of Georgia with the first overall pick in the 2009 NFL Draft. He played 12 seasons for the Lions before being traded to the Los Angeles Rams in 2021, where he would win a Super Bowl in the first year with his new team. Stafford is mostly known for his lively arm, passing prowess, and insane toughness. During his 15-year career, Stafford has thrown for 56,047 yards, 357 touchdowns, and has a 63.2 completion percentage. Those numbers are just good enough to have him currently ranked 11th all time in career passing yards and passing touchdowns. In 2011, he threw for 5,038 yards and became only the fourth quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 5,000 yards in a single season. He was also the fastest player to reach 40,000 career passing yards. Stafford has only won 4 playoff games in his career, which includes Super Bowl 56. Overall, his career resume shows Stafford to be a gritty, prolific passer with a great arm talent who has racked up the passing achievements over his career, but is that enough to edge out Russell Wilson?
Well, Russell Wilson was drafted out of Wisconsin in the 3rd round of the 2012 NFL Draft by the Seattle Seahawks. He played 10 seasons for the Hawks, making 2 Super Bowl appearances and winning one before being traded to the Denver Broncos in 2022 for what is now considered one of the worst trades in NFL history. He only played 2 seasons for the Broncos before being released and signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. During his 12-year career, Wilson has thrown for 43,653 yards, 334 touchdowns, and has a 64.7 completion percentage. The most yards Wilson has ever thrown in a single season was 4,219 yards in 2016, and only 4 times in his career has he finished top 10 in passing yards in a single season. Wilson was also one of the original dual-threat passers who took the league by storm in the early 2010s. Alongside names like Cam Newton and RG3. In his prime, Wilson was able to take over games with his ability to scramble and buy time to uncork 50-plus yard bombs or break off 30-plus yard runs. So when considering his Hall of Fame resume, we need to factor in his rushing numbers as well. He ran for 5,307 yards and scored 29 touchdowns on the ground. Wilson has won 9 playoff games, which, as we mentioned before, includes winning Super Bowl 48. He's also won the prestigious Walter Payton Man of the Year award in 2020. So now that we've laid out both of their resumes, which quarterback actually deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more?
Brace yourself, because this is where things get a little bit crazy. We actually believe neither quarterback is qualified enough to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Let me explain. Neither Matthew Stafford nor Russell Wilson deserves to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame because neither of them has ever been deemed to be a top player at their position at any point in time during their respective careers, which, to be honest, that is a major prerequisite to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Don't believe me? That's fine. Let's run through the awards. Matthew Stafford has never won the NFL MVP, which, to be fair, that is not the end of the world because most Hall of Famers haven't won the MVP. But he has also never been voted as a first team or second team All-Pro and has only been selected to 2 Pro Bowls in his 15-year career, once with the Lions and once with the Rams. On the other side, Russell Wilson has never won the MVP either, but he has at least been selected to 9 Pro Bowls, and he was voted onto the All-Pro second team roster once, and that was back in 2019. To emphasize this point further, we already mentioned that both guys won a Super Bowl, but neither of them was voted Super Bowl MVP. When the Rams won the Super Bowl, Cooper Kupp was named MVP because Stafford threw 2 interceptions and had a passer rating of 89.9. When the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, they gave the MVP award to linebacker Malcolm Smith. who is the first defensive player to win the award since Super Bowl 30, and a guy who would become a career backup. Think about it this way. To be a Hall of Famer means that a player is considered one of the greatest football players to have ever played the game. How can quarterbacks who never made a first-team All-Pro, never won a Super Bowl MVP, or a regular season MVP, only have one second-team All-Pro between the two of them, and were clearly never considered one of the best players of their generation, be also deemed the best to have ever played the game of football? Stafford may have great passing numbers, but he has never led the league in passing yards or passing touchdowns at any point in his career. And again, he has never been voted All-Pro, and he has only been selected to 2 Pro Bowls in his career so far. I know he played for the Lions, but that didn't stop Calvin Johnson from making 4 All-Pros and 6 Pro Bowls in only 9 seasons. As for Russell Wilson, he may have been selected to 9 Pro Bowls, voted to an All-Pro second-team roster, and led the league in passer rating and passing touchdowns once each, but his lack of career passing statistics will likely hold him back from the Hall of Fame. He hasn't been the same player since he left Seattle, and his career seems to be spiraling quickly as his athleticism declines. You know, maybe that's why Sleeper originally tweeted out that question, because Stafford's and Wilson's respective resumes are just close enough to being Hall of Fame worthy to be highly debated, but they are not close enough to get an obvious yes answer. Sleeper must have just known that that tweet would get lots of engagement, and they were right. Yes, both players are very good quarterbacks, and they have had successful careers, but we think they will likely end up having a hard time getting into the NFL Hall of Fame. Tell us what you think. Which quarterback do you think has the better chance at being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? And do you think either quarterback has a 100% chance at being inducted into the Hall of Fame? Please subscribe to the channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see another video that we did on Matthew Stafford, then you should check out our video debating on who won the Stafford golf trade. You can find that video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we are the RFL Show, and we will see you in the next video.